Yo, what is up, everyone? This is Francis over here from PlayerEssence.com, and welcome to another episode of Player Essence Cross Nintendo Live. We got a really big show for you guys. Got a lot of cool topics to go over, so it's going to be very interesting, especially with all the announcements of Nintendo's entrance into the mobile market and all this other stuff that's going on. So this is going to be a jam-packed episode, but we are going to go over normal news first, then I'll get into the Nintendo NX and a mobile thing with DNA, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on that stuff. So we're going to keep this podcast, going to keep it nice and compact, and hopefully we can get through all the topics in a good fashion and let you guys get on with your day. So let's go and let's get to the first thing here. We've got Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. The Mewtwo DLC is ready. It is actually ready and will be releasing soon. This is according to Masahiro Sakurai. He appeared at some type of event where he was on stage with some other, I think it was Bandai Namco producers, and he talked about that, and he said that look forward to the Mewtwo DLC coming out very soon, that Nintendo is preparing an announcement, and I'm thinking it's going to be a Nintendo Direct coming up pretty soon here. People have been clamoring for Mewtwo. People do tirades, made videos how Sakurai isn't putting Mewtwo in there, so he's finally coming out. And it's going to be interesting just because it kind of like puts a new character into the whole meta game, into the balance. Because what if Mewtwo's really good? Because if he's really good, then that throws off the whole tier list. Well, it doesn't throw it off, but it just puts another character in there that can potentially people can be using. I know when he first comes out, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be using him online and stuff like that. So it's just going to be interesting to see how he stacks up to all the other characters that are already in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and for Nintendo 3DS. So pretty crazy stuff. I'm looking forward to him. I was never really a big Mewtwo fan, to be honest. Like I never used him in Melee. I didn't really use Mewtwo a lot, or I used him a few times. I thought he was cool, but nothing. He wasn't like. I'd always just use like Fox, or I'd use like Falcon, or I'd use somebody else. But hey, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. One of the good things that it's done, it's actually made it to where you can use a wide variety of characters and win. I mean, Luigi can win. Mario is good. You have Sheik, of course. We have Rosalina and Luma. We've got a lot of different characters that can do damage and can play at a competitive level. So, and sorry for any background noise. It's probably my daughter screaming about something. But there's a lot of good characters in there that can do a lot of damage and stuff like that. So, I mean, for me, I think having another character in there that can be competitive on a tournament level is a very good thing, because I'm getting into my own local scene, and I'm starting to place in the top 8 in my local scene. So I went to a few tournaments, nothing like huge or major, but just, a couple tournaments with some good players, and I'm starting to get in the top, the top rankings here. So I think, hopefully by the end of the year, I think I'll be ready to start going off to bigger tournaments and, playing against some of the really big guys. So we'll see. I mean, I still got a lot to work on as far as my game goes. I got a lot to do, but I'm getting more confident. So adding another player in there that can improve the game is great for me. So yeah, really cool. Should be releasing soon. I'm thinking we're going to get this DLC probably, if not next week, the week after, because it's spring already. So it's just turned spring, so it's ready to be here. So we'll see. All right, and if you guys have questions, all you have to do is hit the page, go over to the Google Plus Hangout room, or not Google Plus Hangout, but the actual page for it, and click on the little icon at the top of the screen so you can get to the Q&A app, and you can ask your questions there. I see a couple questions. I will answer those at the end of the live stream. All right, so let's go and let's move on here. We have, okay, so Nintendo of UK is looking for a new PR firm. So we all know the UK is Nintendo's weakest market. Now, a lot of the people in the media like to blow up what the UK actually is, how much numbers they do. They're not anything like super huge or super significant. Like the media likes to blow it up like they are. But that's why we don't get numbers from them, because the numbers aren't as impressive as people would like you to think. But anyway, Nintendo of UK is looking for a new PR firm, because this generation with the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS, they have just not made any dent in the UK. I mean, the 3DS has done okay, but it's still not still not up to what Nintendo wants. So they are looking for a new firm. We'll see what happens. It really, with the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS, there's just so many things that the other companies doing, and so many things that Nintendo didn't do to appeal to that type of market, especially if you have no casuals and you're trying to go after core gamers and you're looking at other devices there, other systems there that kind of do all this other stuff. It's tough to crack that market, even with fantastic marketing, because a lot of people in that UK market do like the shooters and do like those type of games. And if you don't have that stuff on your systems, that's going to be a tough sell, even for a system as cheaply priced as the Nintendo 2DS and the Nintendo 3DS there. But the 3DS has done okay, but Nintendo's not happy. So they're looking for a new one. Hopefully they find somebody good. Personally, me, I don't care. I just thought it'd be an interesting story because I do know that I have some fans in the UK, and there are Nintendo fans there, just not as much as other places. So we'll see what happens. All right, we are moving on to the next story here. So we've got a rumored release date for Splatoon and for Yoshi's Woolly World. Well, this necessarily isn't rumored, but it's actually a listing that was on World of Games Switzerland. They have Splatoon launching on May 22nd, and that seems to be about right because it follows a couple trends that Nintendo has always done with their games, especially recently. One is that Nintendo releases games at the end of the month. So you're going to get the 20th, you're going to get around that time, the 20-something. All of their games have been releasing at the end of the month. Even Smash was released at the end of the month in November. You had Kirby releasing in the 20th or so as far as North America goes. You had Mario Party releasing late 20s, and this one says May 22nd. That is a Friday. And they could be looking for a worldwide launch. This is World of Games Switzerland that announced that. So this looks legit. I think May 22nd is a great day to launch that. Splatoon is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it myself a lot, actually. So yeah, that's the listing on there that you can see. Once this gets posted to YouTube, I'll have all the links and all that good stuff. But yeah, May 22nd for Splatoon. That seems about right. And the next release date they had is for Yoshi's Woolly World. Some people might have been disappointed. They're looking for maybe an April release, but apparently the game is not ready, or something else is going on in April that's big because Nintendo doesn't have any big games for April right now that are listed. But World of Games Switzerland has Yoshi's Woolly World for release on June 26, 2015, which once again falls in line with the late release date on a Friday, end of the month. So I mean, yeah, that seems legit. It seems right. But I was thinking that maybe Xenoblade Chronicles X would be a good spot there. But if this listing is correct, then that means we're not going to get Xenoblade Chronicles X until July or August, which, Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out next month in Japan. So it just seems like the fact that the game is being pushed this long, and I don't know, I know they have to localize it, but I would think that they would have it localized faster. I think they're really sitting on it. I think Nintendo's sitting on it because they're trying to get Splatoon and Yoshi's Woolly World out and then have that for later for the American market, because it comes out in April in Japan, then, everywhere else isn't going to get it till, if these dates are correct, June, because you can't launch 2 games in 1 month. Or can you? I mean, or can you? I mean, it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see. So we'll see how all this works out. But yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World and Splatoon, both of them launching late in their respective months, in May and in June, and both of them on Fridays like usual. So this seems legit. But hopefully it's true, and hopefully we can. Hopefully they're both good games, because from everything that I've looked at and I've played at E3. They were both fantastic, and this was a year ago. Both of those games were polished and good. So, yeah, looking forward to both of them. Looking forward to Splatoon a lot more than Yoshi's Woolly World, I have to admit, though. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next story here, and we're going to be discussing Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric producer Stephen Frost comes out of hiding to address the game's issues. So, look, I played Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric when I was at E3. Last year, and I told them this game needs some shaping up. I let them know. I said, hey, this game needs some tweak, and I let them know. And then when I did my preview, everybody was kind of letting them know that, hey, they need to tweak this thing up. Like, it's not quite responsive. It's not that quite, as good. They were doing interviews. They were being really open. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to make sure everything's good. We're going to make sure we tweak things. We're going to make sure Sonic controls and feels just right. They were talking big game. They were doing all the interviews. They were saying all the right things. They were saying, oh, this is going to be, yeah, we have people that worked on Ratchet and Clank. It's going to be this and that. And then when the game launched and it was just getting destroyed by reviews, they disappeared. They literally, you could not find these dudes. You can't find Bob Raffay. You can't find anybody about Big Red Button. Couldn't find anybody. Everybody's just gone, silent. Because the game was just trash. The game was just really trash. And I don't say that a lot about games, but this game really pissed me off. And Stephen Frost, he came out and defended the game. He said that Sonic Boom was made to appeal to non-Sonic fans, and he stated this multiple times. He said that the franchise is a big success. He admits that Sonic Boom could have been better, and that's just. He just keeps on defending it, he keeps on defending this game, and instead of just coming out and stating the issues with this game and the problems that it had. And it's the first Wii U game that I've ever owned that I said, I don't want this in my house. I played it, I reviewed it, and I said, get this trash out of my house. This game was broken. This game had major glitches. This game had major frame rate problems. This game was not good. And the way that they were talking to everybody, they made it seem as if it was going to be, this great game, or if it was even going to be decent. This game, people thought Sonic Lost World was bad. No, Sonic Lost World is 10 times better than Sonic Boom will ever be. And I just think that it was very shady of them to do what they did. And then he finally comes out and addresses the game. They should have been addressing this game from the beginning. And then that big old huge gigabyte patch they did that barely fixed anything. And they waited so long to release it. The game releases in November, then they freaking wait months and months and months to release it. It's just like they don't address any of the game's issues when it first comes out. At least with Xbox One and PS4, when games come out broken, at least the developers come out and address them. At least they say sorry. At least they come out and say stuff. They might damage control some of the stuff like they're supposed to do because this is their money, these are their games. But at the same time, at least they say, hey, we're going to come out and fix it quicker. Like Assassin's Creed Unity, at least the developers were constantly patching the game constantly. At least they're trying to fix it. Even Sony with Drive Club and some of the other games that came out with some issues, at least they come out and they do a quicker job. Like Sonic Boom, they waited so long, and it was just done in just a slapstick manner. And now with this, he comes out and tries to defend it. It's just like, I know this is turning more into a rant than just a news article, but yeah, I'll have all these articles posted once the YouTube page is up for this, so you guys can check it out, or you can go on Player Essence, just type in Sonic Boom, and you'll see the article there. Yeah. One of the things that he ends off with, just to say, he says that when the decision was made to change Sonic Boom's release date, Sega did not know when Smash was coming out. So then, they said they didn't try to time it around the same release date as, Super Smash Bros. Or anything like that. So, this game was just a mess. It was just a mess from the beginning. And I think Sega really needs to think hard about what they want to do with Sonic before they release another game. They need to take the base of Sonic Lost World, max that engine out, make it a little bit quicker. All you got to do is tune up the level design a little bit, tune up the controls in Sonic Lost World, make it to where you can use the Wii Pro controller, or you can use a Wii Remote and Nunchuck, any configuration you want. Don't force the gamepad controls. Tune that baby up and release Sonic Lost World 2 on all the systems, on PS4, Xbox One, Wii U. Release them, just make one base game and release it on all the systems. You know what I'm saying? Make it in an engine that's easy to use or whatever, and put that out there, and just make the controls good and tune up the level design. And you're going to have a good game that's going to sell, because Sonic Lost World was not bad. It just needed some fine tweaking. They forced Wii U gamepad stuff. That could be a good game. It could be a lot better. So they need to take the base of Sonic Lost World, and they need to just make another one. But I wouldn't call it Sonic Lost World 2. I would just call it Sonic Lost World, something like just a different branch within Sonic Lost World. Because I think the characters, the design, and all the stuff that was in Sonic Lost World are far more appealing, in my opinion, than Sonic Boom. And I think if they just kind of take that formula and make it better, I think they can have a great game that a lot of people will buy and a lot of people will appreciate. And put that out there, first of all, and like I said, put it out there on PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, PC. Just put it on everything so you can make some money. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. And yeah, if you guys have questions, I see that there's 3 questions. Make sure you hit the Q&A button on there on the screen. Head over, hit that little top button in the top right-hand corner so you can ask me a question. So I see a couple questions, but I want to answer a lot. So you guys let me know. Excuse me. Okay, there you go. So let's go ahead and let's move on here to the next story. That was a rant, but I do want to mention something. I did put up a Super Smash Bros. For Wii U Player Essence lesson sign up. So if you're someone looking to get better at Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, I'm willing to help. I'm no pro by any means, but I have played against other players that I know play in the tournament scene as far as major players, Apex and stuff like that. And I've taken a few stocks off some of them. So please let me know if you want to do some lessons. And if you go on Player Essence, just look up Super Smash Bros. For Wii U Player Essence lesson sign up. Go there. Put your name, put your YouTube name on there, and or you can email me at Francis@PlayerEssence, and I'll be more than happy to work help you out as far as getting better. Now, if you're already good, or if you know you're already good, this isn't for you because I'm not like a super good pro or anything. I'm not a zero or anything like that, but I can help some people get better, especially my core base of Player Essence fans. Like when I played like my viewer subscriber, stream. There are some people there. There's some people that need a little work. It was a little rough, and you guys could use some work, especially with the tournament app probably coming soon, and the online tournaments and Player Essence tournaments. You probably want to get better, so let me know, and I'm more than willing to help or anything like that. So yeah, okay. So let's go. We're going to move on to the next story here, and there's so much stuff to go over, especially with this whole Nintendo and Delna and all this junk. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that in a little bit. We're going to talk about a little bit. So Square Enix president Yosuke Masuda, he has teased a brand new console-based Japanese RPG. And he said that we should be hearing about that pretty soon here. So I don't know what it's going to be. I put a picture of Chrono Trigger because that's what I want. That's what I want. I want a new Chrono Trigger game, and I would just be like, I would jump for joy if Square Enix was like, okay, E3, you guys have been waiting for it. Here's a new Chrono Trigger game, or at least a freaking awesome remake of Chrono Trigger. Oh my God, that would be so good. Chrono Trigger, to this day, Chrono Trigger is still better than 99% of RPGs, in my opinion. Like Chrono Trigger, you can pop in Chrono Trigger and you can play, and you can be like, hey, this is better than most RPGs that are released today. That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. I think that is the case because Chrono Trigger, it still has those multiple endings. It still has a battle system with dual text and triple text. A lot of JRPGs still don't do that, where you can do like a whole system based around pairing certain characters together so they can get these really cool special attacks. Everybody has their affinity for certain magics. There's so many things that Chrono Trigger does that it's like, man, why don't more modern RPGs do this? All the endings, there's so much stuff in that game. And if they were to release another one, oh my God, that would be the greatest thing ever. You guys know Chrono Trigger is my favorite game of all time. So I have to, I just love that game. And hopefully this new game is something in there. But hey, he says that they do have a new console-based RPG coming. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. We'll see what they do. So yeah, that's that. I do want to put some quick notes because I see a lot of questions are coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the Delna, or why do I call it Delna? I keep on calling it Delna because DENA, Delna, Dana. Anyway, okay. So let's go ahead and get into the whole DNA deal. So Nintendo and DNA, they have formed a new relationship, a joint relationship for Nintendo to make smartphone games. And these games are going to be coming to mobile, so tablet, they're going to be coming to your phones, Android, iOS. They're going to be coming to smart devices, so like the tablets and all that stuff. Anywhere that's like, Android based, iOS based, you're going to be able to play Nintendo's games on there. And they haven't really talked about what games or what IPs they're going to be using, but they have said that they're not going to like screw over customers. So like, I'm pretty sure you're not going to see like business models like Candy Crush or anything like that, to where they really just kind of rake you with, the in-game microtransactions and stuff like that. I think what they should look at like Hearthstone or whatever, because a lot of people say that game, the way that the payments and stuff is planned, that game was really good. So if Nintendo could do something like that as far as the payment structure goes, where people don't feel like they're getting screwed, I think they can have a successful game with a good business model. Also, I think there's a game called Subway Surfer, something like that. I think that has a good model too. It's not the best, but I think Subway Surfer, let me make sure I'm getting that right because I have it on my Galaxy. So yeah, I think it's called Subway Surfer. I think let me just double check. Yeah, Subway Surf. Yeah, Subway Surf. Yes. No, Subway Surfers. Whatever. Stupid mobile games. Anyway, yeah, if they put together a model that's legit, that people can like, then the mobile games are going to be, they'll be all right. I don't think it's really going to take anything away. And if you watch Player Essence Cross Nintendo episode 63, so if you go back and watch the episode that I did, I said Nintendo should get into the mobile market, and they pretty much what they're doing at this point is exactly what I said they should do. The one exception is that I did say that maybe not on Wii U and 3DS, but it doesn't look those games might be coming to Wii U and 3DS. They might not. We need to see for sure. But probably the biggest thing with the whole thing with this is that Nintendo is actually going to be developing games on PC too, and people didn't realize that. And another thing is that this membership, they're going to have like a DNA and Nintendo membership, and it's going to encompass Wii U, 3DS, PC, tablets, mobile, and it's going to be one unified structure. So and I think this is a good thing, because I've been calling for Nintendo to unify their devices forever, and I don't mind PC at all. I mean, I was even thinking about making a video about how Nintendo's next system should be more PC-ish and should be able to even be able to have Steam on there. I mean, I know that might sound crazy to some of you guys, and a lot of people might not like that, but that pretty much kills the third-party problem Nintendo has. If Nintendo can run Steam on the system, well, there you go. You've got all your third-party support right there. Developers don't even have to say, oh, well, we're going to put this game out on Nintendo. Yes, they relinquish the ability to collect money on the game. So yeah, every system manufacturer wants to be able to collect royalties. Nintendo could still have another separate shop though. They still could have like Origin with EA, and people have their own shops. You could still have your own shop on there and Steam, but that is worst case scenario. If third-party developers are, they're not going to come back. But yeah, that's the whole thing with this, is that it's going to be a membership. And I think that's the biggest thing that people are kind of overlooking. And not only that, but this new membership is also going to have the Nintendo NX, which I'll talk about in a bit. But with this whole membership, this could bring about a service for like a virtual console service, to where you get like unlimited downloads, or a good amount of downloads for like, what is it, like $5.99 a month or something like that, $40 a year, $50 a year, something like PlayStation Plus. Maybe this brings about features that people have been crying for a long time. This could bring about new features like voice chat to party chat. This could bring new features like in-game video chat, stuff like that. Because DNA, I've researched them a bit, and they have a strong structure when it comes to connectivity, when it comes to memberships, when it comes to hooking customers. This DNA company, they're not a joke. You know what I'm saying? They're not rookies when it comes to forming a strong online, like cloud-based servers or cloud-based technology, joining or like putting their customers together. So if they can really accomplish what they want to, which is to unify Nintendo between PC, between tablets, mobile, and we get the features, and if they can help Nintendo build a better structure for that, and we get that stuff, that's going to be a good thing. Now, there's always going to be bad things with this. The mobile games, it could take away from, I don't know, it might be able to take away from development. I don't know. Maybe there's certain games that only come to mobile. Some people are mad about that. But what it really comes down to is that Nintendo needs to do what's best for them to survive and for them to sustain business. And in the short term, and even potentially in the long term, making mobile games is going to get Nintendo a lot of recognition. It's going to get them a lot of advertising and marketing, and it's going to get them money, because people are going to buy their those smartphone games. I know I am going to buy those smartphone games, depending on what games it is. Like, depending on what it is, I will buy it if it's fun or not, because there's times where I can't bring my Nintendo 3DS everywhere, or I don't feel like carrying my new Nintendo 3DS, and my phone can play some games. And if they make good smartphone games that are, that are reasonably priced and that are fun, I don't mind playing it. I remember playing like Puzzle and Dragon Z on my smartphone for a little bit. It's cool to just mess around with. I'm not huge on smartphone games though, but it is what it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Definitely in the comment section below. You guys can. There's been so much conversation on this already. I'm pretty sure you guys are done talking about it, or I don't know. But I think this is a good thing. Overall, I think this is a good thing with this whole partnership with Nintendo and DNA, and I think we're going to see the fruits of their labor soon. They did say that the new membership service is going to be dropping with their first smartphone games this fall. So if DNA and Nintendo can work really hard to get through that, that's going to be interesting. And what's the most interesting now is Nintendo's press conference for E3. They cannot let this huge elephant just sit there. They have to address DNA. They have to address what mobile games they're going to be bringing. They have to address all this stuff at E3. I mean, I think it would be really weird if they go to E3 and they just talk about Wii U and 3DS and they don't give us their PC plans. What is their PC plans? And I think this PC part could be Nintendo trying to dip their feet into actually potentially having a partnership with Steam. I mean, it could be. It could be. We'll see where it goes from there. But like I said, man, if Nintendo did just say, you know what, we don't mind running Steam, you know, and we can still run our Nintendo shop and have our exclusive games. Steam is there. Maybe work something out. Steam, it would be interesting. It would be really interesting. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm not suggesting that they do that. I'm not telling Nintendo how to run their business either. They're going to run their business the way they want to. I'm just going to buy the games that I like. So I mean, it really comes down to that. But let's talk about the Nintendo NX real quick. So the Nintendo NX, I see some people asking about that. I think the Nintendo NX, Nintendo announced this because they knew that people were going to say Nintendo's going mobile. They're not going to make any more dedicated systems. Look at the sales of the Wii U, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're horrible, so they're going away from consoles. No, that's not the case. I think the Nintendo NX, I think it's not a hybrid. Well, it is a hybrid, and it is. I think the Nintendo NX, it's going to be a console base, and it's going to be a handheld base, and I think they're going to come together and you get a discount, you know, or you can buy them separately. And they're going to be a little bit more expensive than if you were to just buy them, you know, together. And I think it's just basically going to be like the Wii U and the 3DS, but of course not with the tablet. It's going to be a more traditional game console. I think it's going to be really powerful. And I think it's going to be able to run this new membership service with DNA, and it's going to be able to share a library of games with the console portable base, and of course with the games that are released through DNA's new membership as far as the mobile games and stuff like that. You're going to be able to do cross saves, and you're going to be able to basically just be able to transfer the games. Like when you buy the game, let's say you buy the new Pokemon game on the console base, you're going to be able to have that on the portable side as well and be able to transfer data back and forth. I think that's a brand new concept that Sony has half done. Not even half done. They've done a quarter done. There are some games on Sony with the PS Vita and the PS4 to where you can transfer. And I think they did some of that like with the PS3, but for the most part, it's just remote play. But I think this is really going to take it to where you can actually transfer the games, and it's seamless. It's like quick. As soon as you get home, you have that Wi-Fi. It's already transferred and copied the data over. So when you pop in your console, you're ready to go. When you have your handheld, it's ready to go. So it's simultaneous. And I think that the DNA structure that they have is going to hold that whole thing together. And I think they needed them to do something like this as far as cloud storages and stuff like that goes. So that's what I think the Nintendo NX is. I think it's a hardcore traditional console. Nintendo cannot take any more. They can't take any more risks with peripherals and with stuff like, you know, the Wii U tablet or like motion controls. They can't take any more risks. They need to give at least what core gamers are crying for. They need to give them that. They need to give them that. Now, if they go down crashing and burning with this next system and they give them everything that they've got, all the stuff that they want, like the party chat, and they give them the Twitch and all the features that everything, then you can say, okay, well, whatever. They tried, you know what I'm saying? But if they come in with another system and it's lacking all the stuff that people are saying that they want, that's a problem. So I think Nintendo really needs to make sure that they give people what they're crying for with this next system. And you can't take any crazy, absurd, you know, like tablet controllers, or you got to play this one safe, but play it safe, but innovate at the same time. And I think having a true console base and portable base that really work together and communicate and are basically can transfer games and you can get discounts and stuff like that towards that. I think that would be really good with Nintendo's new DNA and their new membership service, which is the new official replacement for Club Nintendo, which they've already said that. So pretty cool stuff. And with this whole announcement, Nintendo's stocks just like started skyrocketing upward. So of course the investors are happy, but we'll have to wait and see if gamers are happy. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Nintendo NX, and that's my thoughts on what Nintendo's done and what I think they're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into questions, because there are a lot. And I went through that in 30 minutes, so I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good on me. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to exit out of this. And I'm going to go into the question app here. And I'm going to make sure that all of it is good. So let's answer the first question. So the first question is from Dragon Sword 15, And Dragon Sword 15 asks, if this NX thing isn't the Wii U successor or the next handheld, do you think it would be wise for Nintendo to come out the next console in 2021, which is 5 years after this cross-gen will most likely end? That's a complicated question. If it's not the successor for the Wii U, I mean, I'm not even going to act like I think it's the next. It's the next successor for the Wii U and for the 3DS. I think it's a hybrid thing. But yeah, but I guess if it's not, then I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they can wait a little bit and really push the Wii U and 3DS. I mean, but the problem with it is that there's so much bad PR with the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. I don't know if they'll be able to last to 2021. I think the Wii U has another good 2-3 years in it. And if Nintendo supports it more with their new membership service to where there's still some games coming out for it, then maybe it can last a little bit longer. But 2021 is a little, But for me personally, I want the NX to be a powerhouse. I want it to be a beast. Like, I want it to be strong and not just PS4 strong. I want it to be stronger than that. And here's the thing, Nintendo can make a system that's stronger than the PS4 and Xbox One, and not just a little bit, and don't cut corners here and there. Don't like say, okay, well, lower CPU like the Wii U, the CPU is not as strong as, PS3 and Xbox 360. Make it a completely better system by a lot. And if you wait the parts and it gets cheaper, it gets cheaper to make a more powerful system than the PS4. So they should just do that, in my opinion. They should just don't take any crazy, risks or anything like that. Just make a super powerful system with the features that people want and see how it sells. You know what I'm saying? And make games and make fantastic games. Obviously, that's the big thing here. Make fantastic game. I hopefully that probably doesn't answer your question, but yeah. I already know it's not Dina. I know it's DNA. I always just say Dina because it's DENA. So whatever. Atomic Toaster, yo, he's a funny guy. All right, so Dragon Sword asked, a channel called Critical Hit 64 is Braden's Cole's channel, which is great. Yeah, I do know about that. He used to be in my network before. Yeah, he's a cool guy. So yeah, that's that. So let's see. I'm just gonna erase this one because that's not really a question. That's just making fun of me. I'm angry. No, I'm joking. I'm not. Here's another question here from DBZ fan Jody. Francis, do you think that Nintendo should make Xenoblade Chronicles their flagship RPG just like Sony has Final Fantasy? Well, because Final Fantasy is on the Xbox One as well, so I don't know if that's their flagship. I mean, maybe in the past, yeah, that was flagship title was Final Fantasy. But yeah, I think Xenoblade Chronicles is Nintendo's flagship RPG outside of Pokemon, but if you're talking about for like the consoles only, yeah, I think Xenoblade Chronicles, they're doing a big push for Xenoblade Chronicles. You have Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, you have Xenoblade Chronicles X. I think this is going to be a big game for them. They have a console bundle coming out in Japan. That console bundle is probably going to come out here in North America and in other places too. So yeah, obviously if it gets a console bundle, this is a big push for them. They know that they're going to have to push some units with this. So I think they are doing that to some degree. Okay. So let's see here. Next question comes from the Magnum 924. What is your ideal launch lineup for the new console, assuming that it is rumored Fusion console? Okay, my ideal launch lineup would be a brand new 3D Mario. With, if they're gonna do like Super Mario 3D World, like multiplayer, make sure it has online play for the people who want to play, platforming games with online multiplayer. Make sure it has chat. Make sure it has all that stuff. So it'd be a brand new, really good-looking, fantastic level design Super Mario game. It would also be a really good RPG. I think that you'd have to have a really good console RPG, whether it's Fire Emblem, whether it's Golden Sun, bringing back Golden Sun. Just make the graphics look fantastic. Make sure you have huge open world, sprawling vistas. Make sure you can transfer that to your portable Fusion-based system. Just like I said, you can take risks, but don't take too many risks with the input device. Make it a normal controller. Make traditional games that take advantage of the hardware like RPGs do. Mario games usually could take good advantage of the hardware too. But I think Nintendo needs to make sure they have variety. So it would be a new Mario game, an RPG, possibly Golden Sun. That would probably be my. I think that'd be a perfect time to bring back Golden Sun. You also need a racing game. So I think Nintendo should make a brand new racing game, possibly more of a hybrid between like an F-Zero and a Gran Turismo. Make it to where it's kind of like, like a Need for Speed type game, that type of arcade style racing, kind of maybe futuristic but realistic too, to where you can actually tune your parts and stuff like that, make the graphics look real good, something like that. So that's pretty much, you got an RPG, you've got a platforming game, you've got a racing game, and I'd probably say like you need a good action adventure game. So I would think they should maybe a new IP in the action adventure genre, basically a third-person shooter, something along the lines of like Uncharted, but Nintendo's take on there. Maybe heck, a Splatoon 2, maybe even something like that, a good multiplayer shooting game. Yeah, they need a multiplayer game. So maybe like a Splatoon 2 would be really good. So yeah, that would be my ideal first 4 games. Obviously, third-party games would have to be part of it. I think it would be good if Nintendo did get games like what were launch titles like Need for Speed, or get games like NBA and get games stuff like that for the people. If you're going to try to sell to the core gamers, if you're going to try to sell to the people who like that type of stuff. So it really all depends. It really does. So that's kind of my ideal launch lineup. Okay, so next question comes from, is it Capable Tie 7. Are you looking forward to Game of Thrones season 5? I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones. No, I've never watched Game of Thrones, and so I'm not looking forward to it. So yeah, that answers your question there. All right, next question comes from the same person, Capable Tie 7. Do you want Star Fox to get delayed? I do, since I care a lot about the franchise, and after waiting all this time, I want it to be as good as possible. Also, I hope Wolf comes back to Smash. I don't know if I want it to be delayed. I mean, we don't know the official release date, but I'm thinking it's going to come out August or November. Maybe they come out with Star Fox, then Zelda, and then Xenoblade Chronicles is before that. So no, I don't think it's going to be delayed. I don't think it needs to be delayed or anything. I think it's going to be as good as possible. I don't think you need to do anything crazy with Star Fox. I think you just need to make a game. You fly around, you shoot people in space. I mean, make a halfway decent story. They don't need to spend 3 years on this thing. It's really simple to make a good. The core mechanics of Star Fox are simple. Just keep it simple, stupid. There's a saying. Keep it simple, stupid. Just make a great game, and I think you'll be fine there. So look at Star Fox 64 and better graphics, and yeah, and there you go. Yeah, and I hope Wolf comes back to Smash. He was my main in Brawl. All right. Next question comes from the same person, Capable Tie 7. Who is your main in Smash? Mine is Yoshi, but I might change it to Mewtwo when he comes out. My main, okay, I have a couple mains in Smash. Probably my number 1, where people say that I'm the best with, is Sheik. That's my number 1. My number 2 is probably Fox, but I'm working on my Luigi. I think my Luigi's getting better. And my number 3 is Palutena. A lot of people say that she's not very good, but online against scrubs I can win. Against people that are better, Palutena I have trouble with, but I do know how to use Palutena. And she can kill, and her up smash has huge range. So yeah, as far as you're changing to Mewtwo when it comes out, Mewtwo's a technical character, so you're gonna have to practice a lot if you want to get good with Mewtwo. But I think that Mewtwo's going to be a good character, so you might want to switch to their main. But I know I'm not going to be switching to Mewtwo as my main. So yeah. Next question comes from Atomic Toaster. Yo, I'm hoping Splatoon is awesome. I was playing Horde mode in Garden Warfare, and it's better than Horde mode in Destiny. I think Bungie was trying to release an expensive Plants vs. Zombies. That's why everything was tower defense gameplay. Yeah, Splatoon is really fun. I played it at E3. That was a year ago, and it was awesome. It was really good back then. I'm pretty sure they've made improvements to the build, and it's probably a lot better game at this point. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Splatoon as well. Okay. Next question comes from Dragon Sword 15. Would you like to see Nintendo establish a digital universe that would start with a new IP that has its own anime and crossover to preferably known anime, and those anime would have their own game after crossover, then a big impactful game come out? I'm not huge on crossing, tying in TV shows to games. I think if Nintendo was to make an anime-based game, so make a game that has that looks like an anime, and then after the game releases, make the anime, or plan the anime and make it. That's what I would like. I would want them to just make an anime-style game, an anime-style RPG, anime-style action game, and then make it anime after that. And then once that anime is successful, use that anime to promote the game. And then if it continues being successful, yeah, you can make new seasons of the anime and have those tie into the game. But I don't want them thinking, okay, anime first, like the show, and then tie that into the game. Like, what's that game that's coming out for Xbox One? Quantum Break. There's a TV show that's tying into it, and if you watch the TV show, it's an episodic format with the game. I don't want stuff like that. And I know that that's not what you're saying, but I'd rather have the game just be standalone at first, and then you can make an anime based off of it if you want to. So that's kind of how I see it. Good question though, or good statement. All right, next question comes from one of my favorite users. Just like all of you guys, just one of my favorite users, comes from Harden25. When do you think we'll see Star Fox for the first time, and do you believe it should have multiplayer? I think we will see Star Fox for the first time at an upcoming Nintendo Direct. I think sometime soon, before E3. If we don't see it then it will definitely be at E3, ready to go, basically polished up, and then we're just getting the final bugs, let people play it, test it out. So yeah, and yes, I do believe it should have multiplayer. I really do think with Nintendo's partnership with DNA, they really need to start pushing multiplayer. They really need to start winning people back, because I think that the Wii really pushed a lot of people away as far as some gamers go. So making sure that your games have multiplayer, and not only multiplayer, but have voice chat for the people who really want that, even though they probably won't use it. Like, most people don't use voice chat, even when I put it on PS4. But just having that there for people to just for people to use, I think that's what they need to do. And I think Star Fox could be really cool if you have 4-on-4 dogfights, or even 12-on-12 dogfights with 2 teams and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. All right, next question comes from, or it looks like a statement. Dragon Sword 15. I have videos on my channel, though they are probably in a lazy format. Possible. Can I talk to you and maybe other gamers at large at a Google Hangouts or something? My latest video was something that people will probably disagree with relating to the NX thing. Sure. Send me a message on my website, or send me an email, Francis@PlayerEssence. And I don't mind talking to you in a Hangout or something if you're looking for tips, or maybe if you want to just get your video out there. Sure, I'll check it out. This is continuing from the last question. What impactful game would the accumulation of the crossovers be happening? I have no clue, so I don't know, dude. All right, so we're gonna go to the next question here. Next question comes from Capable Tie 7. Do you think Mario Kart 8's second DLC pack will be as good as the first one? I'm really looking forward to Dry Bowser, since he was my favorite in Wii. To be honest, I played the first one and I thought it was really good. I played it like 1 or 2 times and I was like, I'm dead, because I'm just not as big into Mario Kart as much as I used to be. I don't know why, but I'm just not as big into Mario Kart as I used to be. But yeah, I think it'll be just as good. I think it'll be good. You had F-Zero in the last one, and you had, what was it, Link and Legend of Zelda. That was really good. So it's going to be tough for them to top that, but we'll see. It should be coming out soon here, spring too, or May. Yeah, May for that. So they're going to have a 1-2 punch with Splatoon and with Mario DLC. Mario Kart. All right, so next question comes from Capable Tie 7. Do you think Splatoon will do the shooter genre that's stale and stagnant, what Mario Kart did to the kart racing genre? I think so. I think Splatoon is it's a really big innovation, and I think a lot of people are going to like it. The aesthetics of the game will turn a lot of people off, and a lot of people will not try the game out just because of that, just because of the aesthetics of it. But I think when people actually, when gamers actually start playing the game and they give it a chance, they're going to realize that it's really, really good. Like I said, I played it a year ago, and it was fantastic. It was very innovative with the gamepad. The gamepad is used in such a great way, because you see all of your teammates, you know who's in trouble, you can kind of see what they need to do, you can see what guns they have, where they're at on the map, where they're covering, and you can really, without even talking to anybody, you can see, okay, my teammate's over here, he's covering that space, my teammate's over here, he's covering that, I'm going to hit up over here. Really, it's built to where anybody from any region with anywhere, anybody speaking any language can play with each other without even having to speak a word to each other. And I think that's the beauty of Splatoon. And I think that's some of the things that make it really innovative. It can be just as hardcore team-based just by with the information on the gamepad. And you don't necessarily need to stare at it. Quick glance, look at where you need to go. You can even use the map on there on the gamepad to fly to a certain spot to your teammate if they need help. So it's really innovative and it's really fun, and I think people are going to really like it. I think it's going to breathe some fresh air into the multiplayer shooter. All right, next comes from Kira Yamato, and this question is: what kind of gameplay style do you think they would use for Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire? Man, I have waffled back and forth on this so much. So both Shin Megami Tensei has done everything. It's been action. There's action RPG Shin Megami Tensei. There's turn-based RPG Shin Megami Tensei, and there is strategy RPG Shin Megami Tensei. With Fire Emblem's really only been a strategy RPG. So I can see this being a strategy RPG. That's what I can see it being, with some action elements here and there, but I can really just see it being either turn-based or strategy RPG. I'm thinking more of strategy RPG. That's what it will be, especially with these big crossover games. But I'm hoping we see it soon. You know, I think it's a 2016 title. I don't think it's launching this year because Nintendo still has Devil's Third, which a lot of people are overlooking because of all the other games. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. a lot of stuff. So we'll see. Next question comes from the Magnum 924. What 5 Nintendo franchises do you think would work best for mobile? Sure, I can give you some franchises. Wii Sports Club, the Wii Sports Resort, the Wii Sports anything. That can be a gold mine on mobile. That could be a huge big thing, and I think that's going to be their first game. It's going to be Wii Sports Plus Lite or something, or Wii Sports Plus some mobile, where you can pay for certain games and you can pay for, I don't know, stuff. And yeah, I think that's going to be the first game that goes to mobile. I think another game, Game & Wario. I also think Mario Party is good for mobile, and I also think Wii Play, yeah, stuff like that are all good. Wii Music, all that stuff can be good for mobile. Plus Game & Wario, any mini game collections. I think Nintendo Land could be something that they put on mobile too. I really think Nintendo Land, that's going to be a mobile game too. They're going to have a mobile version, and even if they did like cross-play would be really fun, or multiplayer between the Wii U and leaderboards, you know, stuff like that with DNA coming into the picture. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah. So yeah, that's what I think as far as mobile franchises go. All right, next question comes from Harden25. When do you think we'll see Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire? I hope at E3. I think E3. I think Nintendo really knows they need to knock it out of the park at this year's E3. So I'm thinking that's where we're going to see it at, is at the E3. Next question comes from Atomic Toaster. Yo, did you pre-order the Nintendo? So for those who don't know, EB Games Australia has pre-orders for the Nintendo Next. No, I don't live in Australia, so I did not pre-order it. But even if I did, I would not pre-order it. Not right now. I don't even know what it is. So how much does it cost? What do you pre-order? What? Like, you put $50 down. I don't even know the price. Don't even know when it's coming out. But just to kind of, I'll expand this a little bit. I do think some people were freaking out saying, "Oh, the Wii U's dead because of the Nintendo NX has been announced." No. Nintendo's going to support the Wii U, I think, even after the NX comes out. But I think that the Nintendo NX, we're going to hear about it next year at next year's E3, and they're going to launch in holiday 2017. I think that's when they're going to launch with the Nintendo NX. So we still got this year, we still got next year, and we still got the year after for the Wii U. So still plenty of time. Next question comes from Agnes Todd, Angie's Todd, something. I don't know. I don't know how to speak. Hello, I'm new to Hangouts. Help me. Thanks. Well, if you're new to Hangouts, I suggest going on www.google.com and type in Hangouts help. Hangouts on air, and you can find all sorts of new stuff there. So you can go there if you need some help. Next question comes from Kira Yamato. Do you think that we are going to see anything from Metroid at E3 this year? Yes, I do think that we are going to see a new Metroid title in development from Retro Studios. Next question comes from the same guy, Todd. Hey, Todd. And do you prefer regular DS or DSi XL? He's talking about old school. Not old school, but he's talking about last gen. I prefer the DSi XL, but where's this? I'll show you guys something. I do have one of these. I prefer this the most. So I do like the really nice, bigger screens of the XL versions. So yeah, I think I prefer the DSi XL more, and I also prefer the new Nintendo 3DS XL more. So, yep. Favorite handheld system of all time right there. All right. Next question comes from, let me see, let me make sure I can pronounce this right. Aquarius Hudson? I might have pronounced that wrong. Yo, what do you think of Pokken Tournament? I think it looks pretty cool. Hopefully we get a Wii U version, maybe a Nintendo NX version. Oh, we'll see. We have to wait on that one. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. I like the designs. I like the graphics. I think it looks fun. The game kind of has that really open range action RPG elements with the leveling up of the Pokemon and the fighting. It looks fun. It looks like a nice arena fighter that a lot of people are going to like. So yeah, I think it's cool. All right. Next question comes from Capable Tie 7. What series do you want to see get MK8 track? Pokemon would be my top pick. I would love to see a Fire Emblem stage. I would also like to see a Pokemon stage, like you said, and I'd like to see a Chrono Trigger stage, even though that's not Mario Kart. But I would like to see a Chrono Trigger stage. I think that would be really, really cool. So yeah. All right. Next, my daughter's crying in the background. Oh my gosh, she's crying really loud too. All right. Hopefully you guys can forgive her for being a baby. Next question comes from Capable Tie 7. Do you think Sony will get another developer to make Uncharted collection for this holiday to build hype for Uncharted 4? And it better not just be Uncharted 3 remastered. I think we'll see an Uncharted collection. Yeah, they'll get one of their outside studios to make it. I don't know if it'll be. It might be this. Yeah, probably this holiday. Like Sony's going hard with the remasters. We have the Last of Us remastered. We have God of War 3 being remastered. So yeah, I could see an Uncharted collection being remastered. Maybe even a Ratchet and Clank, the PS3 game Ratchet and Clank, having that remastered too. Maybe even something like that. So yeah, we'll see. Sony Santa Monica is working on the God of War game though, so it's interesting. It's definitely going to see some more remasters. I think so. All right. And what is 9 plus 10 equals? Agnes, is it how you pronounce my name? And I'm a girl. Is it? And what is 9 plus 10 equals? Agnes is how you pronounce my name, and I'm a girl. Okay, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I'm horrible with certain pronunciations. I'm sorry. It's because I learned a different language first before I learned English. That's gonna be my excuse. Is that I am not proficient enough in English, so sometimes I mess things up. Sorry. Next question comes from Capable Tie 7. What do you think the next Pokemon game will be? It might be Gen 1 because that's the only gen you can't play on 3DS, and the hiker that teased Hoenn and X and Y teased Kanto for Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I think so, yeah. I think the next one that they remake is the original. I think they're going to remake it, but I think it's not going to be for the Nintendo 3DS. I think it's going to be for the Nintendo NX, and I think it's going to be a launch title or somewhere near launch to where you have that. But they're going to encompass all the games into one, just like they do. You can have a lot of the different Pokemon. I think that would be a killer title for them to bring out with the Nintendo NX, the portable side. So we'll see about that. All right. Next question comes from Aquarius Hudson. Have you tried out Codename Steam? If so, what do you think? Yeah, I've tried out the demo. I don't have the full game just because I spent way too much money on games this month. I'll probably pick it up next month or the month after, but I know I'll get it at some point. But I did try the demo, and I think it's really cool, especially on the new Nintendo 3DS. So yeah. And there you go. They're saying what's 9 plus 10. I'm sorry. I don't know what 9 plus 10 is. I don't know. 19? Anyway, all right, so that basically wraps it up for this Player Essence Cross Nintendo Live. Thank you for everyone who joined, and I'm sorry that I messed up that person's name because she's still hammering on me about that. But anyway, yeah, that basically wraps it up. I will have the YouTube show, so if you missed any part of this, I'll be splitting up into individual episodes as long as people keep watching it. Like if I upload, if I split it up and people don't watch it, then I'm just going to stop. But I am going to split up the episodes and see if people want to see that there. As far as split up the parts of this, so if you didn't catch the beginning or if you came in tuned in late, then yeah, you can watch it there. It'll be up on my YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. So yeah, it basically wraps it up for this one here. Make sure you check out playerassist.com. I do have some new articles up and some new stuff for this week. Also, make sure you check out some of our partner networks. Our partner networks like the Zen Gamer. Make sure you check out Terminator Juice. Make sure you check out Jimmy Butterworth, Zero. All those guys, they're really good YouTubers, and you can find them on my page. If you go on my channel, you can see them. They'll be right there on my PE network. So check that out when you guys get a chance. All right, so that basically wraps up for this one, guys, and we will see you for the next live stream or the next show or the next thing that I do. I'll probably be streaming on Twitch later for Smash Bros tonight, so make sure you follow me on Twitch as well. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming. I'll probably be doing lessons for Smash Bros too. So if you want to learn some gameplay, make sure you check out my Twitch and follow me there too. All right, thanks again, guys. See you for the next one. Peace.